Hello, everybody. This is Noah and John, and we are from UrbanDigs, and it is Monday, so you're going to get your Brooklyn weekly market update. John, let's get right to it. I'm looking at Brooklyn supply. It looks like it has bottomed, and it's coming off that bottom. Show me that chart.
Yeah, I would agree with you, Noah. We're up about 4.5% or so from the week before. This is, I think, the third or so week in a row we've seen improvements in Brooklyn supply. So I think we may have seen the bottom early January and anticipating a listing wave, sort of at the end of mid-spring or end of winter, I should say. I think Brooklyn supply is on the uptrend now.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to start the uptrend. I mean, we gave that liquidity sell side call a few weeks ago. Hopefully sellers were listening to that. Let's move on to pending sales. That's the other equation when it comes to the market in full, supply and demand. Pending sales 2912. Johnny, show me that chart.
Yeah, so pending sales is a different beast altogether. We thought it had been kind of plateauing. It kind of took another tiny leg down, and it's sort of oscillating between up and down. This week was a little bit up after last week's a little bit down for the holiday week. That being said, no, we're still right at that 3 handle. We're down a little bit below it, but I would anticipate that as these listings start coming in a couple of weeks, you might see that pending sales number start growing in Brooklyn yet again.
Yeah, usually at a leg, right? First, the supply wave will come and then the pending sales wave will follow right behind it. And I just want to point out, the fact that supply is so low right over here, that's got to be a pressure on pending sales. The fact that it's holding up is a sign of strength in and of itself. And when you put both of these together and you see the market pulse at 1.26, right? I mean, that is firmly in sell side territory. And you can see right over here is when we were talking about the sell side liquidity call, because the pulse is naturally going to fall as that first listing wave comes on, and that's starting to happen right now. So that's what we're talking about. Good stuff, Johnny. Let's go over to the weeklies. Let's see what's going on there. Any clues? I'm looking at Brooklyn supply, 284 things came on the market. That's definitely a pop. Show me the chart.
That is a pop, Noah. So that's like an 83% pop, I suppose, compared to the week before. But let's put that aside for the moment. Let's just talk about how many came on and when's the last time we saw that amount. The last time we saw anything approaching that was end of October. So it's been several months since we've seen this many units come on the market. So I think this is a sign of things to come, perhaps, for Brooklyn.
Yeah, I mean, we need the inventory. I mean, sellers don't want to hear that, but it is what it is. The market does what the market wants when the market wants to do it. We're just going to report on it for you. So that, I guess, is a welcome sign. But at the same time, Johnny, I'm seeing contract sign pop as well, 213. That's got to be decent. Show me that chart.
Yeah, and I could just Control C, Control V, exactly what I said right there, which is that this is the biggest number in terms of contract signs for Brooklyn we've seen again since early October. Late October, early November. So the things are coming on, and just like that, the buyers in Brooklyn are starting to pull them right back off again.
Yeah, and I like to always look at the off market and the contract signs, add those two together in my head. It looks like that adds up right to about 400 evenly. And that is still quite higher than what's coming on the market here at 284. So in my book, there's still some pressure on supply, and that's what we need to see corrected before you see a meaningful trend up in supply in the long term. But it's just starting to reverse course, so we'll see what's going on. I want to go back to the chart room in Brooklyn here, and I want to take a look at price per square foot, Johnny. Let's take a look at resale condo price per square foot and take a look at price action over in Brooklyn. And, when I look at this chart, again, we've talked about this, John. Let's go back to January 2008. I see a channel here, like if I can just kind of draw out this channel. Then I see like an up move up to here. And then I see just us kind of sitting in this channel. I didn't really draw that well, but I can kind of see us in this channel, and we're going up and down in this channel. And the last time we reported on this, we were saying it was right over here. We're like, are we going to break out of that channel and go for another uptrend similar to this period here? And the answer is no. The answer right now is no. The leading indication is that we're just going to stay in that channel. We're actually coming back down to the bottom of that channel. It doesn't mean anything bearish or anything. It just means that it's stuck in a range.
Yeah, I would agree with you. And so when I look at that top channel that you had drawn there, you can see that every time we approach that top, we kind of come back down, then it comes back up. This time we approached that channel, we didn't break through it, but it's come back down, but it seems like we're making higher lows. So the question is, if Brooklyn's making higher lows here, is the next step up a higher high? And that's going to be a question for the ages. We're going to have to wait for a few months to get some sales data in from the end of the year and the first quarter. But my guess, if I'm guessing, I'm going to say yes. We're going to see a higher high.
That's a good point. That's a good point. We do not have the last 60 days really booked in that number yet. It's still a little too early. So we're kind of looking back at the late fall, early kind of winter kind of area. Let's take a look at median sales price in Brooklyn, because I mean, it does speak to a different chart. And this has been just continuously powering higher. I guess as the townhouses and the sales of townhouses kind of show, that's really reflective of what's going on in this median sale price chart versus the price per square foot, which is showing a different type of cycle channel and everything like that. But look at the early print I mean, it's early, but I mean, how many sales? We got 1,251 sales in there. That's not a small amount of sales. So like, I'm wondering, we could kind of look at that number, and it's ticking higher. So like on a median sale price level, this is what Brooklyn people are probably feeling.
I think you're absolutely right. And as it approaches that sort of, historic $1 million mark, I mean, you got to start thinking about the comparison between Brooklyn median sales price and Manhattan median sales price. And yes, Manhattan is certainly over that $1 million mark, but Brooklyn is closing that gap rapidly. And if you're looking at Manhattan prices and you look back at Brooklyn, anything under $1 million on a median is Brooklyn. I guess the short point is here that Brooklyn still represents a value compared to some of the Manhattan deals out there.
Right. Interesting point, Johnny. And let's just do one last check-in on Brooklyn listing discount negotiability at the time of the deal, at the time of contract execution, not sale date. So this is going to be as real time when it comes to closed sales. And your latest reading, sorry for that, your latest reading is 1.9, just under 2% negotiability, 1.3% from the last ask over here. And you got to go back to May. And that was, we all remember what May was. That was like the peak of the frenzy for both markets, right? Record deal volume was crazy then. And that's kind of where we're at right now when I look at this latest figure, Johnny. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree with you. And I feel like the farther we go, if we start making it, go back to that first chart we looked at, when we were looking at price per square foot, we start making those higher highs. I think we're going to start seeing that this negotiation at the time of deal, we're starting seeing that tick lower as the enthusiasm amongst buyers starts hitting fevered pitches yet again.
Yeah, exactly. So good point, Johnny. Thank you for pulling up all these charts. I really appreciate it. That is John Walkup right there. I'm Noah Rosenblatt. We are both from UrbanDigs. If you guys got questions, we got answers. Just visit our forum right down here. If you want any of the charts we spoke about today, you can find them right over here in our report section. Other than that, this has been your Brooklyn Weekly Market Update. We'll catch you next time.